look at every crime map on the internet. You can read 100 reviews online. You can study school ratings and neighborhood scores until your eyes cross. But none of it, my friends, is going to tell you what it actually feels like to live on a particular street, okay? Not until you go see it for yourself. And I don't mean just drive by once on a Saturday so that you can see the kids playing outside and call it a day. I mean, go back to the neighborhood multiple times at different times of day and look for specific things that no website, no app, and no data report is ever going to show you. Hey friends, I'm Sonali Hutson with Hutson Realty Group, and I help families relocate to Hampton Roads and Richmond, Virginia with clarity, confidence, and no regrets. Now, in my last video, I walked you through how to research a neighborhood using crime maps, school ratings, and the sex offender registry. If you missed that one, go watch it now. I'll link it right here. See, that video is going to give you the data side of this video, but this video is going to give you the part that data cannot give you. Because here's the thing, I've worked with hundreds of buyers over the last decade, and the ones who end up unhappy with their neighborhood, it's almost never because of something that they could have found out online. It's because they skipped the street audit, okay? See, you fall in love with the house on Zillow or online. You're gonna tour it once on a Sunday afternoon, you're gonna make an offer, and you're gonna move in without ever asking the most important question. What is it actually like to live here? So today, my friends, I'm gonna give you my 5-point street audit. These are 5 things you need to check before you buy a house in Hampton Roads or Richmond. And I promise you, most buyers are going to miss at least 3 of them, okay? And hey, if you're thinking about making a move to the Virginia area and you want someone in your corner while you're doing all of your research, listen, I'm here. The link to book a free consultation is right below this video, so go ahead and get in touch. Whether you're 90 days out or 9 days out, all you have to do is reach out. Let's talk. I'll be happy to help you. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, friends, the first thing that you need to check is the lighting. Now, not during your daytime showing, okay? I'm talking after dark. I need you to go back to that neighborhood after the sun goes down and see what it actually looks like at night, okay? I want you to ask yourself, are there street lights there? And are the street lights working? When you park in front of the house and walk to the front door, can you see where you're going? Can you see the sidewalk? Can you see from your driveway to the street? This is not just about a safety question. This is a quality of life question that you want to ask yourself. Because if you're coming home from work at 7 p.m. in January, when it's already pitch black outside, you want to be able to see. You want your kids to be visible if they're outside. You want to feel comfortable walking from your car to your front door. Here's what I tell every single one of my clients. Drive through the neighborhood between 7 and 9 p.m. on a weeknight. Park in front of the house. Get out of the car. Walk to the front door. What does it feel like? And while you're there, look at the surrounding streets. Some neighborhoods have great lighting on the main road, but none on the side streets. If you like to walk your dog in the evening or jog in the morning before sunrise, guys, those type of things are absolutely going to matter. Listen, the level of investment a city puts into street lighting is going to tell you something real about how that area is prioritized. It's not a judgment, it's an observable fact, and it's something that you can only see for yourself. The second thing you need to check is sidewalks. Not just whether they exist, but whether they're maintained and whether they actually connect you to anything useful. Some neighborhoods in Virginia have beautiful sidewalks on every street. Others have none at all. And some have sidewalks that just randomly stop in the middle of the block with no explanation. Y'all, I'm not lying, I've seen it, okay? But here's why this matters so much. If you have kids, if you like to walk, if you want to be able to go to a park or a coffee shop without getting in your car every single time, walkability is huge. And you cannot tell from a listing photo whether a neighborhood is walkable, okay? You have to go check out the neighborhood and look at it for yourself. Now, when you visit, ask yourself, can I walk to anything from this house? Is there a path that connects me to a school, a park, a shopping center, or is driving the only option? Now, driving as the only option is okay with you, you're golden. But if it's not, we also want to look at the condition of those sidewalks. Are they cracked? Are weeds growing through them? Are they wide enough for a stroller, for a wheelchair? Again, this is about an investment. A city that maintains its sidewalks is telling you something about how much they care about that particular neighborhood. A city that doesn't maintain them is telling you something too, okay? Now, the third thing you need to look out for is what I call pride of ownership. Now, let me be clear about what I mean and what I don't mean. I'm not talking about judging anyone or judging their house or how they live. I'm simply talking about looking for observable maintenance trends that's going to tell you something about a neighborhood neighborhood's stability. When you drive through, look at all of the houses on the streets. Are the lawns maintained? Are the gutters cleaned? Are driveways being used, or are cars parked on the grass? Are there homes with peeling paint or boarded up windows? Here's what I want you to do. Look for patterns, not just individual homes. I want you to look for patterns, okay? One house that needs work, y'all, that's not a pattern. 10 houses in a row that needs work, that's a pattern, okay? And patterns are gonna tell you something important about the people who are living in that neighborhood, whether they're staying long-term and invested in their properties or whether there's a lot of turnover, okay? Also look for this. Are there a lot of for rent signs? Are there a lot of vacant homes? These are observable facts that's gonna give you context about whether this is a stable, rooted community or one that's starting to have some shifting, okay? Now, when you buy a home, it's a financial investment that you're making. It's a big financial investment. Part of being a wise steward of that investment is understanding whether the community around you is likely to hold its value or not. Now, before I get into number 4, let me tell you a quick story because this one, my friends, is personal. When my husband and I first moved to Norfolk, I had every single stereotype in my head that I hear from my out-of-state clients every single day. Every one of them. And I'm not gonna pretend otherwise, okay? Because I just like to keep it real with y'all. Y'all, I moved to Norfolk kicking and screaming. And I'm not even exaggerating. I was like, look, I am not moving to Norfolk. But here's what I did do. I stalked the neighborhood we were about to move in. And when I tell you I stalked it, I mean that literally. I drove by that house at all different times of day and night. I parked, I got out, I walked the street, and I asked myself, do I feel comfortable here? Do I feel safe? Y'all, I randomly started talking to neighbors as I saw them, people I'd never met. I visited restaurants in the area. I went to the gas stations. I went to the shopping areas before I even moved into the place because I needed Norfolk to start feeling like home before it was home. I was doing the absolute most, okay? And I have no regrets about it. So when I tell you to do this street audit, I'm not just telling you to do something that I have not done myself. This is not theory. This is what I actually did, okay? And look, I know if you're relocating from out of state, this might be a little bit more difficult. You can't always just jump in your car and go back 3 times. That's exactly why you need an agent like me who's going to do it for you. Ask my client, Mr. Gonzalez. He was relocating here and couldn't be here in person. So y'all, we were on FaceTime at night. I walked the neighborhood with my phone so he could see it after dark with his own eyes. That's what having the right agent is really going to mean. By the way, I made a video on finding the right real estate agent when you're relocating to Hampton Roads, and I'm gonna put it right up here. Click on it after this video. Now, the 4th thing you need to do is visit multiple times a day, and I mean strategically. Choose the times that actually reflect your life. If you're going to be commuting, go during rush hour. What does the traffic actually look like? How long does it really take you to get from that house to the highway? Don't guess, go find out, my friends. If you have kids, go during school drop-off and pickup time. What does the street look like when every parent in the neighborhood is on the move at the same time? Is it chaotic? Do you feel safe? Does it work or is it too much? If you work from home, go in the middle of a Tuesday. Is there construction noise? Landscaping crews running equipment for 3 hours? Industrial traffic? What is the baseline sound level during your working hours? Because this is going to affect your quality of life. And y'all, listen, go on a Friday night or a Saturday night. What's the vibe? Are people on their porches talking to each other? Is it quiet? Is it lively? See, neither of those things are automatically good or bad. It just depends on what you want for your neighborhood. But you will never know which one you're getting into until you show up and experience it yourself. Here's the thing. Data cannot tell you what it feels like to live somewhere, guys. Only you can determine that. And you can only determine it by going there and paying attention, okay? Now, the 5th thing you need to do is assess traffic and noise. This is one of the most underrated factors I see buyers overlook until they've already moved in, and by that time, it's too late, okay? So when you visit an area, pay attention to the traffic on the residential streets. Are cars flying through? Is this a cut-through street that commuters use to avoid the main road? Are there speed bumps or traffic calming measures throughout the neighborhood? Guys, listen, literally close your eyes. Stand in the front yard and listen. What do you hear? Is there highway noise? Are you near the airport? Are there train tracks nearby? Are there commercial businesses around the corner with loading docks or early morning delivery trucks? See, in Hampton Roads specifically, and I say this to every single relocation client, you need to know about military flight paths. If you're near Oceana in Virginia Beach or Langley in Hampton, you are going to hear jets. And that's not a complaint. That's just the reality of where we live. But you need to know what you're signing up for before you sign the contract and not after. See, the way to assess this is simple. Stand outside your house at different times of day and simply listen. A street that is completely quiet at 10 a.m. may be a different experience entirely at 5 p.m. when everyone is coming home. And you need to hear both to see if you can be comfortable in a neighborhood. Friends, I love real estate. I really do. But I love helping you make a decision that you won't regret even more. These 5 things, checking out the lighting, the sidewalks, the pride of ownership, having time of day visits, and traffic and noise, they're not going to be on any data sheet. They don't show up on a listing description, but they matter just as much as square footage and school ratings. So here's your homework before you make an offer on any home in Virginia. I want you to go back to that neighborhood at least 3 times if you can. Go during the day, go after dark, go during rush hour. And I want you to use this 5-point checklist every single time. Check the lighting, walk the sidewalks, look for maintenance patterns, listen for noise, pay attention to the traffic. These are the things that determine whether you're going to love living in a neighborhood or whether you're going to regret it 6 months after closing. And I would far rather you walk away from a house now than be stuck in a neighborhood that does not fit your life, okay? So guys, the Lord always tells us to be a wise steward. Build your house and love where you live. If you're moving to Hampton Roads or the Richmond area and you need help thinking through all of this, I'm here. I got your back. All you got to do is text me, 757-837-0096. I can't tell you where to live, friends, but I can walk you through exactly how to evaluate it. And I can show up for you the way I show up for Mr. Gonzalez, rain, shine, or after dark on FaceTime. The link to book your free consultation is right below this video, so go ahead and click the link. I'd love to connect. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Be blessed, and I will see you in the next video. God bless you.